You're listening to another episode of the Macros and Muscles podcast with your hosts, Aurora and Jenna.
Hello.
Hello. Um,
How was your day today?
it was great. Should we tell them what happened?
Yeah, we should tell them what happened.
All right. So if you can't tell, because we're like recording in a car at night in front of, a battery powered ring light.
Really nice light.
Yeah. We're beginners at podcasting.
At least, yeah.
We're beginners at YouTube. And we're beginners at all of it. And we just finished recording a 30-minute episode that was not being recorded.
Isn't that funny?
Yes. So after I almost cried, I decided to laugh it off and try again.
I'm just going to say sugar honey iced tea.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Right. What are you going to do? So we're here to talk about the new Fit Model division.
Yes. And we've already said a lot of great things about it. But
it was a great podcast. I wish you could have listened to it.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
But so, Jenna has been lifestyling her way into becoming bodybuilder on stage, wanting to maybe do bikini, not really in love with the look of it. And we'll touch on all that again. We'll refresh from the conversation we just had.
So this new division was just announced. And I'll just repeat everything, I guess.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So I'm prior to the announcement of the new division, I had been, toying with the idea of competing in bikini. And if you're new to the sport, if you're new to bodybuilding in general, there's different divisions within bodybuilding. And the division that fit my physique somewhat would be bikini. I shouldn't say somewhat. That's what fit.
That's what fit.
That's what fit. And you chose wellness.
I chose wellness.
That's what fits for you.
That's what fits for me. And wellness was a newer category like 5-6 years ago when I became, into the bodybuilding light and was learning about it. I didn't even know that there was a category that I thought my body type could fit into. I realized that wellness was that category, and it's still newer technically compared to like other categories in bodybuilding. I was so glad and relieved and like light bulb to find a category that I thought I could fit with, because then I could, work towards this goal of maybe getting on the stage and trying to achieve this. So it's really exciting to find categories that you can align yourself with. And so this new category we're talking about, Fit Model, is cool because it's going to bring a lot of new people to bodybuilding. And Jenna wants to compete in this category.
Yeah. So before the announcement, I've been taking posing lessons and, kind of going on this path. But inside, I just felt some like resistance and I don't know, conflicting feelings. And I just wasn't sure where it was coming from or what I should do about it. And then I'm sitting on the couch and I open up Instagram, and the first thing that comes up is a video from Tyler Mannion, who's the head of the NPC, like the head judge, or one of, I think there's other head judges. I don't know. Again, we're new to this. And he announced the new division. And when he described what it was, my jaw just hit the floor, because I was like, this is for me. This is what I should be doing. And I'm not the only one, because I know, my coach was saying, coaches everywhere were like, their phones are ringing off the hook because people are like, I want to do this. And there were, several other people on the team that reached out to my coach that were like, I want to do this. Should I do this instead, So it just felt right,
And it's one of those things where it's not like it's a new group that's a new category that's easily attainable to achieve. It's that it's gonna, you have to have a lot of, mostly muscle on your body. And I think that's really cool, because it's going to bring people into not just worrying about how to deplete your body percentage fat. It's going to be
Mm.
about adding muscle, which of course makes you leaner overall.
Yeah, which improves your body
Mm-hmm.
composition overall. So, and one thing we kind of touched on it, but when my coach has done several podcasts and lives and stuff talking about it because it's such a hot topic right now. But one thing she said was, you should love the look of the division you're going for. And I think that was part of the resistance for me with bikini, was like, I didn't really love the look,
Mm-hmm.
but I do a fit model.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you do with wellness,
Yes,
like
I
you
love the look.
at that look and you're like, that's where I want to be.
And the difference between the wellness and the bikini is that the wellness is emphasis on the legs, the glutes, and smaller upper body, but like X-frame muscular,
Mm-hmm.
and like
It's
not
more muscle.
more muscle.
It's way more
Yeah.
muscle.
It's like you want to be muscular and lean, and
Mm-hmm.
as conditioned as you can to still
Right.
have that, still maintain that kind of shape.
Mm-hmm. And with bikini, they're looking for a very balanced, hourglass figure, top to bottom, nothing jumping out at you. Whereas in wellness, you can tell what the emphasis is,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And with bikini, they don't want any one feature to stand out. You should just be balanced overall, still very muscular,
Mm-hmm.
and like every other division, like shredded.
Yeah.
And where fit model is going to be, you need to be very lean still, but not completely shredded, where you're seeing tie-ins and capped delts and things like that, and no etched in abs.
Yeah. That's a I feel like that's something that we've talked about, which is like a really big hump when you are training, and you can be just like, having abs doesn't mean that like you're healthy, fit,
Right.
know anything about bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it does as well, but
there's a lot that goes into it.
There's a lot that
genetics goes into it, because if you take five lean women, right, they're all lean, they're all in shape, right, their abs are all going to look different.
Absolutely.
Some people you're going to see a 6-pack, some people you might see a 4-pack, some people you might just see oblique lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's midsection is different. So just because you don't have what you think is correct or the ideal, that's really that's our own perceptions.
And then also with like the new category, we also talked about how like there might be even new categories in like the men's bodybuilding as well, because another important thing about the fit model is that there's so many that bodybuilding's been around for a while. People have been working in that field for a while, so for new people starting off, it's a hard 5 years is what people said to train in bikini, so that can scare people away. But if there's categories like fit model or more beginner level type things, then not that it's beginner, but
right, but it's the least amount of muscle on the bodybuilding stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's bridging that gap between the Olympia stage and normal person.
Yeah.
Normal person.
They were saying, like, people have been speculating and saying that, and not just speculating, it actually says in the like description of the division that presentation is going to be very important, the overall look, and just posing and stage presence and all that kind of thing. So yeah, they were saying that people with a pageant background would do very well.
Yes, I feel like
so that's why you do well on stage.
Yes, the stage presence is definitely my favorite part, because it just hits different. I don't know. I used to be somewhat timid when it came to like public speaking, like in front of the class, but I was never afraid to like read from our textbook in class or whatever. So it was a little bit nervousness in like presentations in class, but once I went bigger than that and it went on stage, it was so much fun. Like
Mhm.
it was a good time.
So you don't get nervous when you're on stage?
I feel like I like do, but like more excitement, nervous, and like more like I'm confident. I feel like in what I think
Mm.
I can do, and like I'm thinking of like being in like the on the bot like right before getting on the bodybuilding stage for the first time, and it's like I've been on stage for the pageant Miss Rhode Island, and you're in a pretty gown or in like a swimsuit, but not to show off your muscles or anything or
Right.
flexing.
Yeah.
So to be on stage in just a bikini that's like, pretty, not a lot of
Very
material.
skimpy bikini.
Yes, skimpy in like the most admirable way,
Mm.
and it was definitely fun and liberating. And it also felt good in the sense of everyone else here is in the same
Right.
boat.
Yeah.
All the guys are walking around
Mhm.
in like their Speedo or their trunks and
Mhm.
super tan, and all the girls are, getting ready and everything. And so we have to just get over,
Mhm.
I try to be like, well, whether it's everyone else's first time or not, we're all here in the same like format. So that helps you feel a little bit better. And then things like the pageants and in the bodybuilding stage, it's nice in the sense of like, yeah, other people are judging you and everything, but they're also there for like their person that they're supporting, and they're
Mhm.
judging you in the sense of like it's a competition against whoever they're supporting. But
Right.
if you think about who's there supporting you and what you trained really hard for, and that you can do it,
Mm.
I feel like that makes the stage time more fun.
Yeah. I don't know where I heard this from, but I heard that whenever you're nervous or anxious, you should reframe it as excitement, because I guess it's the same exact reaction physiologically, if that's a word. So when you find yourself being anxious about something, you need to just tell yourself, no, I'm excited, because that just takes like the same symptoms,
Mhm.
right? And just takes it from a negative to a positive.
Mhm.
So,
No, it makes a lot of sense, because like when I was younger, thankfully, if I ever felt like anxious, it was always because I was like excited or like gonna do something that was new, or something that I wanted to do. But now I feel in later life, I've noticed that it can also be not, it can just be like not excitement. But if you try and turn it around into excitement, it can be.
yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good thing to try to do.
Mm-hmm. It's like, reminds me of when I thought leg day was really, really hard, because it is, and it's like our biggest muscles and everything. And I was like, I'm never going to get through the gym if I don't make this my favorite muscle group to do. Because if I don't, I'm never going to do it. So I turned my brain into saying, leg day's your favorite. Oh, it's leg day. We get in lit. It's on, and like rev myself up to do it.
Yeah, I'm still working on that.
Yeah. It's, I feel like you can only force yourself to do that with so many things, though.
Yeah, but it's like it's hard because like I want big glutes like everyone else, but I really hate leg day.
Yeah, it's hard. I see, some girls, wellness girls that I follow and look up to, and their glute, you know, hip thrusting.
Okay.
And they're doing like 300 pounds, which is like, a number that you can get to if you, stay on your stuff. Yeah. But I'm just like, oh my God, good for them. And they're good looking glutes, because I'm going to stick in the under 200s for my, for my body. But yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. And that's the crazy part. It's like for every division, it's glutes. I know. Even fit model. It's like, I know so many, like I would just on Instagram, like watching people like bikini pros that are like, okay, so I want to switch to fit model, and their coach told them just stop working upper body and just focus on glutes. And I'm like, oh, a professional's being told that?
Yeah. That's just what you want to hear.
It's like, woo, okay.
It's getting serious.
Yeah.
So what are you doing to take steps forward towards your bodybuilding goal this year?
I am following my plan, which is still working on getting calories up nice and high before I start prep. And no, I don't have a start date. I keep hinting around that I would love a start date,
Yeah. Well,
but
and your birthday's coming up.
I know, but I have to be patient. I know that not gonna rush the process and stuff like that. So
Whenever you make your decision, whenever you choose you want to start and compete, and
Mhm.
it's all gonna be at the time that you need to do it. So
Right.
there's no
And
rush.
I have I trust my coach 110%, and I'm just gonna do whatever she says.
Mhm.
So, because she's always right. So I'm just eating my food, which is yummy food,
Mhm.
really good. I'm eating well. And I get one untracked day a week, which is nice.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So that's not a cheat day. That doesn't mean I go off the rails. It just means I'm not weighing and tracking everything. And still training 4 days a week. Cardio is pretty low. I'm at 100. Yeah. Am I at a? Yeah, 100 minutes. 100 minutes
So
throughout
like
the week.
under 2 hours.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, 100 minutes. So that gives me, I can do like 20 a day or something like that. Or I did like 40 on Monday night because of Zumba. That's another story. The one and only time I will do Zumba. That's never happening again. But I got 40 minutes of cardio out of that.
Hey, there you go. We can be grateful for that always.
And other than that, I'm doing incline treadmill.
I was just gonna
So.
ask you, in like the winter, do you do all your cardio inside?
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
And now, like when I was going to Planet Fitness more often, I would always be on the stairs, or well, how it does the thumbs up. It does that on Instagram too. But what was happening was, and I don't have a Peloton. I have the Beachbody version of a Peloton, the body bike, mixed bike. And I've been loving that too. But recovery was becoming an issue because of, all that glute work.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break from the stairs and the bike and just focus on incline treadmill and elliptical too. But I really don't like elliptical. It's
not my thing.
I know. So the first day that Lexi took the bike and the stairs out of my program and, said incline or elliptical, I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to get on this elliptical and I'm going to listen to like a playlist I made up for cardio. And you know what? I rocked out. I planned on doing 20 minutes. I did 40 and I was loving it.
That's awesome.
I was like singing and like in my own little world. But then the next time I'm like, well, I don't want to listen to all those same songs again. And I never got that back. So now I'm just on the incline treadmill watching YouTube.
There you go. When you do the elliptical, are you holding on here or here? Or do you switch grip?
So that's kind of the problem with the elliptical. I think the reason why I hate it so much is because it feels like it's made for a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like if I was 6 feet tall, it would fit me, but it doesn't fit me.
It's
so
like,
I have to hold it like under the handles.
Yeah, it's like fun for like 5 minutes. Like
Yeah.
when I've done it, but I'd rather just walk.
It's like, how when you're at like a fair or something and they have those giant picnic chairs and you like climb into the chair. That's how I feel on an elliptical.
Literally.
I'm like, I'm too short for this.
Yeah. Literally.
What's your favorite cardio?
I mean, I love the treadmill. It's easy walking, but other than like not in the winter, I love to ride my bike like outside because that's really fun.
Yeah. I think that would be fun. I should get a bike. That might be a fun activity.
Oh my God. There's so many like the thrift store and even like working ones that.
Yeah. Oh, all right. We'll talk about that in spring.
You know it.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about tonight? What about your goals?
My goals. So I was at Revival until the end of December. And so I need to get a new gym membership and I'm going to be joining like Planet Fitness, but I just haven't done it yet.
Okay.
So I'm not a member at a gym right now. And I lift my weights and things like that. But yeah, I got to get that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Planet Fitness is a good way to go.
But my goals are like for the bodybuilding is to really make a plan that one I can like manage to do and join the gym and get there.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. And you're going to look to hit the stage again in the fall.
Yes.
You said November.
Yes, that's definitely like what I am reaching for.
Mm. All right. Well, we're going to do it together.
Yes, we are.
And it will all be documented here.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much for listening.
Have a great night.